Hey everyone, Darren here from the Music Vault. I'm gonna do my Saga collection now. Brief history. Started in 1977 as Pockets. Changed their name, put out their first album in '78. The two brothers, Ian and Jim Crichton, have been on every single release. Michael Sadler, the singer, has been on every single release except for The Human Condition. They've had various drummers. Jim Gilmore came in on the second or third album and has been with them ever since. And yeah, they are part of the triple threat Canadian hard rock prog metal deal. And the other two, to me, although Triumph isn't a prog band, but they're hard rock heavy metal, would be Triumph, Saga, and Rush. So this is my Saga collection. So I'll start out first with the first album. This is Saga, and this came out in '78. And the big track on this, I would say, is Humble Stance. Came out on Bon Air Records. The CD came out in I don't even know when CDs started being produced. I don't even know when this came out, but the album came out in '78. So then I have vinyl copy, which is, I want to say, probably, I don't even know if it's a first pressing. I know it's an early pressing. It's been around the block. The vinyl's in great shape. I could get another one for the cover because the cover is not 100%, but the vinyl is in 100%, so I'm okay with that. Because I have this reissue, 2021 reissue, Saga Gatefold with the Golden Boy, and it has a write-up. See the write-up? And the write-up is from Matthias Menier. Hey, I need new glasses. Originally released April 8th, 1978, day before my 8th birthday. My birthday was April 9, 1970. Yeah. So, anyways, up next is their second album, Images at Twilight, and this came out in '79. This is on the Polydor. The other one was on Polydor as well, Canadian pressing, and this is on Polydor as well, which is made in Canada, this is a Canadian pressing as well. Basic Management, yeah. So this one, You're Not Alone, would probably be the big track on this one. Take it or leave it. Yet every song on this is amazing. I don't have that one on CD. I don't know why. I just don't. But I have 2 copies on vinyl. And this is the Gatefold. Just amazing. I was talking to Dwayne, and he put this one up with his original, and the attention to detail on these are absolutely stellar. I had made the comment to him that, and I'll say it again, that I think that, and I'm a huge Rush fan, that I think these remasters or repressings or reissues are, to me, are better than the Rush ones. The Rush ones were just the Rush. Like, they didn't add anything or take away from. whatever package they had before, is that's what you got again. Hemispheres came with the poster, I believe. Black 200-gram vinyl. I think that was the only thing they did, was they gave it in 200-gram vinyl. Which, I mean, these are, I think, are 180. They're big enough, thick enough. But having said that, their third album, Silent Night. Now this is a repress. I love these represses, these remasters. Oh, there's reissues. They are so nice. And the sound quality. One other thing Dwayne had mentioned was, as a collector, what do you put on? Do you put on the original, or do you put on the remastered? Now, some bands, yeah, the remasters are probably better, because, I mean, some of these albums are 40 plus years old. So some of the remasters on some bands, some metal bands, yeah, you probably would put on the reissue. But these Saga releases, man, I'm hard pressed to say that. Like, I was listening, because when Dwayne said that, what do you as a collector, what do you put on, the reissue or the standard initial release? So I started to listen to, as I was listening to the reissues, I put on the originals just to see, right? And yeah, the just attention to every sound, crystal clear, layered music. Even the whispers you can hear on the originals, amazing. Now, if you have a stellar quality album for like a first pressing, and it's immaculate, Pink Floyd, Rush, Saga, Yes, Genesis, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, all of these kind of prog rock bands, that multi-layer music. Yeah, I'd be hard pressed, because, I mean, you hear every little nuance that they put into it, and it's just a musical journey kind of thing. Now, you throw on a Black Sabbath record, I mean, there's no layering. It's just bam, in your face kind of heavy metal. Whereas like Rush, Saga, Pink Floyd, there's just even chimes and stuff that's laid in the background. And I find, I mean, some of these pressings, yeah, definitely wouldn't matter, first pressing or remaster. Now, this is a first pressing on Maze Records. Now, all these represses too, I forgot to tell you, they're all on Ear Music, whereas these, like, different, like this one's on Maze, which is a Canadian company. I want to say this is probably an original pressing as well, and I have that as well on CD. Again, Bon Air, as well as the first album. Like I said, I don't have images. Now, I got these out of order. Just a second. Okay, so up next is my Worlds Apart collection. This is on Maze Records. This is the Canadian version on Maze. And this one is the American version. And this one's on Portrait. And that is the backs are sort of different, kind of the same, but sort of different. Now, this album would be equivalent to, this would be Saga's Moving Pictures. Because this one has On the Loose, Wind 'Em Up, and Amnesia, right on the hype sticker, right there. I mean, those are the three big songs on this album. This album is actually fantastic. Now, I have couple of copies. This is the remastered, And they went with the Canadian cover again. But the back is very different. Gone is the map. And again, gatefold. Now, I don't think I said this. I might have, as I've been yammering. All of these reissues have come so far as gatefolds. Up next is my Michael Sadler signed copy. Now this is the Canadian version on Maze Records, but this is a autographed version. Now, if I ever get to see Saga again, like I've seen them twice already, and I was supposed to see them on, I think it was May 20th or May 19th of 2019, but the pandemic hit and shut everything down, and we couldn't go. So they had postponed it, or they were going to redo it. So if I go, I'm going to bring this with me and see if I can get the rest of the band that was on this album. The drummer's different, and I think the keyboard player's different. Or no, the bass player's different. Jim Crichton is no longer touring, if I remember correctly. But Jim Gilmore and Ian Crichton and Michael Sadler are, with Michael Thorne on drums, and I don't know the keyboard player now. This is the 12-inch maxi of Wind 'Em Up and No Stranger. Like Rush, they have chapters with songs. This one's chapter 9 or 8. That's chapter 8. Up next is 83's Heads or Tails. Now this is the remaster. And the big songs on these are The Flyer and Scratching the Surface. Gatefold. All these are just standard black. They do come with printed sleeves with lyrics on the back. Just give you a little clip. That's all they are. But these releases, like I said, they have everything. They put out everything. There's so far, I've gotten none of them with just a blank jacket. They've all had printed sleeves, lyrics, everything. That's an original copy. Now, I think I said something about this, the attention to detail. Like, the colors are almost bang on some of these. Backs might be a little bit different, might be a little darker on the back with the wording, a little bit smaller, a little bit bigger, whatever. But on the whole, the color and the covers are just almost spot on. Oh, and I have that on CD as well. And this one is on, well, it's actually on Portrait Records as well. So I'm going to guess and say that this is probably an American pressing. I don't know. I kind of don't. I started thinking about it. I kind of don't really care about if it's Canadian pressing, if it's American pressing. Although I will buy, if it's an American pressing and the jacket is slightly different, I will buy it because it's cool as a collector, right? I'm a collector. And it's cool to have different variations. I think like the Metallica Ride the Lightning album from South Korea is a green color. Well, I would buy that. Just, you know, it's the same track, same song, same album, but different cover, right? It's a collector's mindset. Up next is 85's Behavior. I was listening to this album today. I think I listened to it 4 times today. This is such an amazing album. And then I was listening to this actually, this version. gatefold again. They're all gatefold. 180 gram with lyrics. The only one so far that I don't know if they've released on as a reissue is Wildest Dreams, because a lot of the Saga stuff are on Portrait or Maze Records, and I don't know if, yeah, this is why. I know this is why I'm guessing, because Wildest Dreams is out on A&M Records, and they might not have the licensing deal. Now this one is the only album to feature Jim and Ian and Michael, because the drummer is Kurt Kress and the keyboard player is Keith Olsen. Can't read it. But these two dudes here are different. Those three dudes are basically Saga. Now, having said that too, I forgot to say something. That is the only Saga logo I don't like. I don't like it. They could have done that one on that album, and it would have fit just fine. The original logo is the logo that I like the best. Like this one. That's the original logo. That's the logo I like the best. This one, I can't say I've listened to this in a long time. I remember it being very 80s, and yeah, I don't think, only time will tell. I think this one's really poppy, if I remember correctly. It's probably one of my least favorite Saga records. I mean, it is Saga. So after that is The Beginner's Guide to Throwing Shapes. I don't have that one. It's on order, actually. And then that's in 89. And 93 is Security of Illusions. That's on order as well. Steel Umbrella on order as well. And then in 97 came Pain and Pleasure. And this came out on Bon Air Navarre Records. Navarre? I don't know. What I remember of this one too is very much of a departure. I don't remember this one as much. Probably because I haven't listened to this one in a long time. Cover's kind of cool though. Yeah, so there was that. And then there was Generation 13, which I do not have on order yet. But this one. There's 3 right now that you can pre-order for October 29th. They drop October 29th. So I'm not in too much a hurry. Right now, they're still relatively cheap. I think they're $23 on for vinyl. I'll probably order them within a week or two, just because I've noticed that even the earlier ones that have already been put out, they're already at $35-36 Canadian, and I got them for 22. So this is their concept album. I don't remember actually liking this album, to be honest. I haven't heard it in a long time. But I gotta say, I bought this when I was probably in a grindcore phase. I was listening to a lot of grindcore. Being a Saga fan, I bought it and probably went, no, and I shelved it. I just haven't gotten back to it. It's a long album, it's 22 or 25 songs. But I will put it on the I will get it. I will put it on the table. I will give it a good shot and listen to it again. But I just haven't listened to it right now. Oh, yeah. So, I forgot. So, there's a couple of live albums I don't have. The Detours. The Chapters album live and the Worlds Apart Revisited albums, I don't have those. I forgot to put this one in, and that is... you know what? I'll do these after. Let's finish up these ones. So Generation 13, Full Circle, I have on order as well as Marathon. I have those two on order, and they're coming on CD from somewhere in Europe. I can't remember where. Trust, I haven't found a copy of that yet. 10,000 Days in the Human Condition, I don't own as well. Contact, I have. Oh, Contact, yes. Live album right there. I've got that. Double CD. Picked this up. I forget where I got this sucker, actually. It was used. I got it for $7. Yeah, so 1,000 Days, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so then I have House of Cards, which is a really good album. And this was the original band again. Well, I shouldn't say the original band. Steve Negus isn't the original drummer. But the core saga that came out, you know, with all the earlier kind of hits and that. Yeah. And I also have it on CD. I love the cover. The cover is absolutely ridiculous. I think the cover is just so cool. In Full Circle, the cover on that one is probably my favorite Saga cover. It's the black with the circle. It looks kind of like he's, I don't know, underwater or something. It looks really friggin' right on. So yeah. So, and then there's this one. Now, I was at my buddy's place, and I called it Saga City. And Dwayne said he called it the same thing. I've come to learn that it's not Saga City. It is actually called Sagacity, which means to look forward or discern, or there was another example. But yeah, to kind of look forward to the future, discernment, or whatever. So it is actually called Sagacity. And I got that because I was just watching an interview from 2015 on this tour of the brothers, Jim and Ian, and they were talking to a German reporter, and he called it Saga City, and Ian actually corrected him and said it's actually called Sagacity. And he goes, and Sagacity is a word, it's in the dictionary, and it means to look forward or look forward to or whatever. So yeah. So it is actually called Sagacity, which I was kind of like, oh, okay. But this is double black, nothing, lyrics, printed sleeves, picture of the band. That's the new drummer, Mike Thorne. Yeah. So, I'm at 23 minutes. I better hurry up. Okay, so, and then finally, the 23rd studio album by Saga, and that is Symmetry. And this is a double, kind of semi-acoustic-ish album of, like, a lot of their older hits. Wind 'Em Up is on here. The Perfectionist is on here. The Pitchman. To be honest, I heard the first side of this. It was really good. Actually, it was different than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be them acoustic, but it's a little more involved than just acoustic stuff. I honestly have to sit down with it yet. I haven't really checked it out on the whole. But again, I heard the first side. It's a 4. It's a 2 LP set. And yeah. Okay, so having said that, that is the end of all the studio albums. Now, I didn't add this one, In Transit. This is probably my favorite live album ever, because this is actually a stellar album. This has Careful Where You Step, Don't Be Late, Humble Stance, and Wind 'Em Up. Like, hello. And then on the other side is How Long, No Regrets, A Briefcase, You're Not Alone, and On the Loose. Come on. And if you were to hear this, like, you'd think you were sitting in the same room with the band. This album is actually incredibly done. Incredibly well done. And then the brand new reissue. Gatefold. Track listing on the back. The printed sleeve is really cool. I really like the printed sleeve. It's like the t-shirt. Of course, you don't have any lyrics of this because they're on the other albums. But, and yeah, and okay, so little history here. How I got into Saga. I was going to tell this story, I just forgot. I actually saw this on a t-shirt. Just the logo on a t-shirt. And I saw it on an older guy at school, and I had to find out what that was. And I knew it was a band, obviously. I had to find out, and I heard probably Wind 'Em Up or On the Loose or, Don't Be Late, one of them, and I was like, that is amazing. And I've been a Saga fan ever since. But actually, I got into them because of the logo. I absolutely love the logo on this guy's t-shirt. Thought it was great, and so I went from there. Okay, double live in Hamburg. This one came out. This is on Ear Music. This one came out in 2016. Gatefold. 180 gram. Yeah, nothing surprising. Just no inserts, no nothing. But live in Hamburg, 2016. Oh. One more record. That's 28 minutes. And then, so good so far. This is a 2018 live album. Double 180 gram gatefold. Isn't that a cool picture, Michael? And then another cool picture of Michael. So that is it of the albums. And I got a couple more things I need to show you. And then I think 30 minutes is enough. I'll do this. My Saga DVD. This is live in Bonn, Germany. From 2002. Access all areas. This you can watch on YouTube. The Live in Bonn. Then I've got Defining Moments Volume 1. On CD. And last but not least, Greatest Hits. All the Best, 78 to 93. And this had Without You, and Mind Over Matter. Those were the two tracks on this that were new at the time, because this came out in 93. They've obviously had a career since. But yeah, such a awesome, I love this. And I've had that probably since 93. Anyways, that is my Saga collection. Probably more rambling than anything. Oh, and I forgot, I have this In Transit on CD. I picked this up in London, England when I was there visiting a friend. So that's actually an English copy. Okay, that is it. I will talk to you guys later. Cheers.